What is going on today, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Fix It Garage. Today we're gonna jump back on the Volkswagen. It's time to keep getting this wiring done. Last time we got the headlights and the taillights wired in and kind of started to route them. It's time to continue off of what we did last time and keep wiring up this car, try to get the harnesses routed and start figuring out placements of fuse boxes and relays and all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's get started on this thing right away. So if you guys forgot, last time we got the headlight harnesses built. So here they are. They kind of just come out of the firewall, out of the side of the car and into here. They don't go anywhere right now. That's gonna change. We need to combine the two harnesses up and have them run up to here and around towards the front over here. Not getting anywhere too close to the gas tank because I don't want to have everything right up next to the gas tank, especially since this might be coming out shortly. Not sure yet. Planning on potentially pulling out the gas tank. Anyways, getting distracted. We need to run the harness up to here, figure out where the fuse box is going to be up here. I haven't figured that out yet. I'm thinking probably right here is where the fuse box is going to go, or it's going to go inside the car, but I am going to figure that out in today's video. Do a little bit of test fitting and then figure out where the fuse box goes. So that's going to be one of the next steps because the fuse box needs to go in so I can start running the wires from the back to the front to the fuse box and from the fuse box down to the rest of the car. Also start wiring in all the switches and everything over here so we can get all this stuff rewired and working again. With that being said, let's jump right into working on the headlight harnesses and then we'll kind of just take it from there. Okay guys, time for a quick little update. So we've been making a lot of progress on the headlight portion of this harness. Now, this is just one piece of this harness. Luckily, it's a Volkswagen, there's not a ton to do. So we're gonna start off here. We've got this all coming into a single loom that then runs up, along here, down here, up over here, and over to here where there's this mess of wires right now. So right now the wiring is sort of in place. I'm trying to just get some mock-up here more than anything. So here is the headlight dimmer relay and then the actual headlight switch, which this piece is broken and we're gonna need to replace it. I will hopefully have a new one of these very soon. And also this headlight switch isn't in great shape, so we might end up replacing this as well. Now we've started to wire it. I'm missing the 2 power wires and the wire for the rear lights, which is fine. We will eventually get those lights in the car. For the purpose of mock-up right now, this works. Yes, I know I've used the connectors to actually mock up. It makes it easier. I've got plenty of them, and if I run out, I can always get more to make this harness. In the end, I want to heat shrink all of these so they're nice and heat shrinks, so there's a less likely chance of them shorting together, because right now they're just exposed. And that's how Volkswagen did it. I'm not a huge fan of that. I want to heat shrink it as close to here as possible to try to avoid any accidental shorts, especially on this relay, since this is no longer in a fuse box. This is going to be just kind of chilling probably right about here with some zip ties holding it in place. We'll probably do it like that just to keep the wiring as far away from metal as possible. So that's been quite a bit of progress on the headlight switches. There's still a little bit more to be done up here, and then obviously we need to get wiring down to the brake switch and the dual circuit brake system warning light stuff. We will get to that soon, but first we need to kind of finish this up a little bit more. A lot of it's pretty well done, but I'm probably gonna need to start putting like the cluster back in and a few other pieces. Probably the steering column needs to go back in, because like for instance, I think it's this wire needs to go to the steering column, and then another wire needs to come out and be grounded off the steering column. Not sure what this wire even does, but I think it's for the dimmer for the turn signals. Not sure. Someone in the comments will probably let me know. Here, I'll show you guys what it is. So it's this right here, this wire that goes here and then to ground. I need to know from you guys if that wire is just the tan wire coming out of my steering column, which I will show you guys real quick. So here's the very, janky steering column wiring. I'm pretty sure this is the wire that they're talking about, the tan white, that I need to feed that relay into. And then I believe this wire here, this tan wire, is what I need to ground. Somebody in the comment section, let me know below if I'm right. If I'm not, please let me know. I probably won't be touching that in this video anyway, so we've got some time on that. So now that we've got this kind of going, I brought the cluster back out. I think we can start wiring up some stuff to the cluster, like start actually wiring the gauge cluster in, maybe. I'm gonna grab the cluster wiring diagram and see if I can start working on this, or if I need to do some other stuff first. It's gonna start getting a little bit more complicated as I add more and more wiring up here. So it might look really gross, but at some point I'm going to either tape or loom all of it. I'm not gonna do a bunch right now because things are coming apart, going back together. I've got some loom in here, and I'm probably gonna like end it to where it's right about here. It's about as far over as the loom's gonna need to be for now. So that is kind of where we're at right now. I need to locate the fuse box, but I'm missing time or nut certs so I can bolt it in there. I'm also missing nut certs for the PCM, which should be here later this week. So it might make it into this video or the next video, not really sure yet. But right now I've done enough talking. Let's get back to work. Okay guys, so we have another quick little update for you. So we've been working on the wiring more for the headlights and the parking lights and all of that. We have actually gotten the relay almost completely wired up now. Actually, this relay is wired. The headlight switch, and we're working on the cluster as well with the headlight circuit. So that's most of the headlight wires and where they need to go. A lot of this is kind of still mocked up. I know I put the connectors on it, but it is all mock-up because I will be heat shrinking a lot of these wires to make them just a little bit safer in the future. But that is this all taken care of. So the next thing we need to do is jump inside the car and work on the rear lights, bringing them forward and into these circuits so the lighting circuits can be done. I'm not going to be looming any more wires right now until we get more of them routed, because that way then I can just throw loom on it when I'm done, make it look really good when it's done. But for now, we're just gonna get everything wired up so then we can start looming and organizing the harness. I think the fuse box is also gonna be going right in this general area. Still working on the final placement of that. But right now, let's keep on moving on with this wiring. All right, so some more progress has been made. We're gonna pull this up. So here is our wire loom for the taillights. And then this is a big loom that I'm using to run down to here, and then it ends right here. Goes through the body, this is all gonna be pulled up and taped, and then it runs up through the body to go under the hood. I'm running these bigger looms because there's gonna be more wires that need to go through here and down here into the back of the car, because there'll be like the voltage regulator and stuff right here. So I'm running a bigger loom with the anticipation of running bigger wires. I'm not electrical taping any of that stuff yet because I know I'm gonna have to add more wiring into the harness. I'm just trying to get it routed and set up. Also, this wire here has to go to the transmission, which will go through where that red wire is right there. So we'll have to do that, but I need to jack the car up to do that because it's actually not high enough to crawl underneath to get to that on these roll-arounds. I'll have to put the jacks back under it so I can crawl under and wire that up, or I'll just splice into wherever that wire comes through here and just splice into it there. Probably what I'm gonna do, actually, because I don't actually know if that switch is any good, so we're just gonna wire it up under here and hope that it's good. So that part's done. Now we'll go to the front of the car. Here are the wires at the front of the car. One of them has magically changed colors to black. It's supposed to be white. That is because the harness wasn't long enough to reach. It actually has to go down where this purple string is, down to the brake switches that are underneath the tire. So this should be long enough now. I'm gonna label the end of it so I know what it is, because now obviously it's a black wire, not a white wire. And then this wire I actually had to lengthen. I took a wire out of the kit that we're not using, which is the ignition coil wire, one of them. We're not using an ignition coil, so we don't actually need this. So this, again, can be lengthened. This is actually for the turn signals. So this will go ahead and wire into the turn signal. So that is what we have done now. So now what we can do is we can actually work on hooking these wires up here at the front of the car. Primarily gonna be the brown wire we're gonna hook up. The other ones I've gotta put the switches in and everything, but we're actually gonna work on getting all this stuff wired up as well. So let's continue working on this harness. Okay guys, that was quite a bit of different things getting finished. So let's talk about it real quick. First of all, we brought all the wiring up into here, which was these green, yellow, and the brown wire, and then this black wire that's over here. So what we did is we brought the yellow wires to the turn signal flasher switch, wired them up, and then we ran the wires out of it to our relay right here. What's nice about this harness kit is they give you the diodes for the kit as well, because you need one-way diodes into this turn signal relay. So that is going to then go to the cluster, which will let the cluster blink when you turn on the turn signals. There's also a wire that has to run from here over to here, but we're not going to do it till more stuff's in place. We also have the wires right here that go down to the turn signal itself. Actually, sorry. We have the wires down here that go through the column, and they'll actually go to the actual physical turn signal themselves, which will turn on the circuit, and it will turn on these that run all the way back to the bulbs at the back of the car. We also started to route this one for the dual circuit brake warning light. Don't know if we're going to use it or not, but it's routed. We also routed the other wire to the headlight switch for the rear taillights. The other thing that we did is we wired up the wiper motor switch. So this is for the wiper motor. We didn't plug it into anything because, again, we need to figure out how we want to place it and everything. But all the wires are there, and all we have to do is connect them up to here, and then that is going to be done. I know it doesn't seem like we did a lot just now between the two cuts, but this is a lot of work. For me to do this, it's like an hour just to do that little bit or more, and you guys are seeing it in a couple minutes. This stuff is no joke, and right now it looks like a mess, but it will all get cleaned up as soon as I'm done. The idea now is get it all figured out, get it routed how you want it, and then I can start looming it and taping it and making it look good, adding in additional connectors where needed, like maybe over here or something where it goes through the firewall and at the back. These are all things that you have to think about when you're building a harness, but the objective right now is to get it routed and close to the right length. I can cut wires shorter if I need to. I can remake some stuff if I need to. Right now, I just really want to start getting the harness together, and then I'll start changing the length of it. American Auto Wire is amazing. They've done a good job with this kit. I'm super impressed, and it makes all of this a lot easier. All right, guys, that's going to be it for tonight. We've made a lot of progress on this. With the lighting circuit, we can pretty much say the lighting circuit, minus the fuse box being in there, is all done. So I think that's a good place to call it for tonight. Next time, we're gonna continue working on this wiring. We're gonna keep trucking away at it till it's done. Hopefully 1, maybe 2 more videos and the wiring will be completed. But I wanna thank all of you guys for watching. As always, guys, if you like what you saw, please don't forget to smash that like button. Leave me some comments down below. And if you want to keep seeing this project go till its completion, don't forget to subscribe. Once the wiring's done, I still think this thing's going to come together pretty quick after that. This is probably the hardest part of the swap. So with that being said, guys, I want to thank all of you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.